Hello. Hi, Lord Alfred. I'm almost there. You know I'd never be late for an episode of The Children's Corner.
When I'm sitting around with my homework all done and there's nothing to do, I call all of my friends, they don't answer the phone. Where have they gone to? Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner. Where do you go? We're gonna go to the children's corner. Where do you go? We're gonna go to the children's corner. Where do you go?
Hi, Matt. Yeah, I'll be over here at the general store if you need me. Yeah. Sun, nice and warm. Yeah, I'm loving it. Oh, hi everybody, and welcome to the town of the Children's Corner, located in the world of the magical couch. I'm Sheriff Stephen J., the Sheriff of Sauge County. And I'm here in the Children's Corner enjoying the sun. It's so warm. Because I just got back from Tombstone, Arizona, where not only was it extremely windy, but I was freezing to death. I could hardly talk. My lips were frozen together. It wasn't good. But what I wanted to tell you was the founder of Tombstone, Ed Schieffelin. If you go to Tombstone, they pronounce his name Schieffelin. So you're always going to hear, Schieffelin Hall. Well, I looked it up, and then when I did some research on his last name, it said Schieffelin. So I don't know. Schieffelin, whatever. Also, Tombstone is known as the town that was too tough to die. I said the town that wouldn't die. Well, if you want to go word for word, it's the town too tough to die. But because I was in such a hurry to get out of Tombstone because I was freezing, I didn't have enough time to really talk to you about the Birdcage Theater. Now, the Birdcage Theater has a lot of history behind it. It is the oldest and the original building in Tombstone. That's because it didn't burn down in any of the two fires in 1881 or 1882. The Birdcage Theater opened on Christmas Day, December 25th, 1881, in the silver ore boomtown of Tombstone, Arizona. It was owned by Lottie and William Hutchinson. Hutchinson, a variety performer, originally intended to present respectable family shows like San Francisco that were extremely popular by large crowds. The theater got its name because its 14 crib-style compartments suspended from the ceiling. Now, it's said that these compartments inspired lyricist Arthur J. Lamb to write the lyrics to the song "A Bird in a Gilded Cage." Cue the music. His lyrics were put to music by Harry Von Tilzer and became a national hit and one of the most popular songs of the 19th century. Though it is unknown if the song was actually inspired by the Birdcage Theater, it is known that the saloon girls would be in the cribs up above entertaining their customers, while a show was being performed on the stage below. Now, that wasn't the original intent of the Birdcage Theater. It was for the respectable ladies. So they actually had a ladies' night after they opened, and it was free for women to come on in, but because of the economics of Tombstone and the fact that there weren't all that many respectable women there to be found, ladies' night had to be ended. It was after this initial failed attempt as a respectable establishment that the Birdcage Theater began offering basic entertainment that appealed to the rough mining crowd. The theater operated for the next 8 years, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, never closing. Also known as the Birdcage Opera House Saloon, it not only featured a saloon, but a gambling parlor, brothel, and of course, the theater. Now, it didn't take long for the theater to gain the reputation as one of the wildest places in Tombstone, Arizona. So bad that the few self-respecting women in town refused to walk near the place. If they had a pass at Birdcage Theater, they would walk on the opposite side of the street. In 1882, the New York Times reported that the Birdcage Theater is the wildest, wickedest night spot between Basin Street and the Barbary Coast. Basin Street was a street that was located in New Orleans, a very prestigious neighborhood at the time. But between 1870 and 1879, it lost its prestige, kind of went downhill and became known as the area where all the brothels were in. Now, there were several gunfights and knife fights that took place at the Birdcage Theater that took the lives of 26 people and left 140 bullet holes in the ceilings, walls, and floors. And you can see those bullet holes to this day. You look up at the ceiling in the theater and start counting. Why all the bullet holes? One reason is because of satisfied and unsatisfied customers. The theater had wooden benches, right? And all the customers would sit on the wooden benches while they watched the show. If a customer liked the show, once in a while they would shoot their gun at the ceiling. And if they didn't like a show, they would shoot towards the stage. One of the knife fight stories involves a saloon girl who attacked another saloon girl, then ran out the back door when she heard the marshal approaching. The knife was never found, so no charges were filed against her. Amazingly though, a century later, that knife was found behind the Birdcage Theater, and it's now being displayed in the museum there. Now, some of the famous people who visited the Birdcage Theater after its opening were Wyatt Earp and his brothers, lawman and gambler Bat Masterson, and members of the Cowboy faction, including Johnny Ringo, the Clantons, and the McLaurys, and of course Doc Holliday, who dealt faro in the gambling parlor. On one occasion, while Doc was dealing, one of his hated rivals, Johnny Ringo, passed by the table. Doc then murmured under his breath, "Care to buck the tiger, Johnny? It's the gustiest game in town." Upon hearing this, an intoxicated Ringo wheeled around, removed his bandana, and said to Holliday, "Care to grab the other end of this bandana? This is the deadliest game in town." Now, in those days, when two men grabbed the opposite ends of a bandana, they would then fire their guns at each other at point-blank range, generally with both men winding up dead. Doc simply stood smiling, ready to accept the challenge, but ready to use knives rather than guns. Curly Bill Brocious then intervened, grabbing Ringo and yelling, "Come on, Doc, he's intoxicated." Doc, who was also intoxicated as usual, answered, "Brocious, I drink more by 10 a.m. than he can all day." Doc then turned and walked away. Curly Bill Brocious, he was the outlaw cowboy that killed the first marshal of Tombstone, Fred White. And he was also implicated in the killing of Wyatt Earp's brother, Morgan. After Morgan Earp was killed, Brocious, he got out of town, and nobody saw him for a long time. Then one day, somebody saw him at the Birdcage Theater, because in the Birdcage Theater, as you're looking at the stage, to the right of the stage is a booth. And they used to have a barber there, barber chair and the barber, and he used to give haircuts. So if you can go see a show, get a haircut, that's what they did. Well, somebody saw Curly Bill Brocious sitting in the barber chair getting a haircut, ran off and told Wyatt Earp. Well, let's just say the next day they found Curly Bill dead. So, I don't know. The original barber chair that Curly Bill sat in the last day of his life is still there in the same booth to the right of the stage at the Birdcage Theater. One of the theater's most famous distinctions is having the longest running poker game ever played during that time. Seating 7 players plus a dealer, the minimum buy-in was $1,000 and was played around the clock for 8 years, 5 months, and 3 days. Sitting at this table were some of the country's most famous businessmen, such as Adolph Busch, as well as history's famous poker players like Diamond Jim Brady and Bat Masterson. During that 8-year period, more than $10 million changed hands, with the house, of course, taking its 10%. It was also here that Wyatt Earp carried on his affair with Josephine Cerro Marcus, who worked at the Birdcage allegedly as a singer and dancer, though others suspect she worked as a saloon girl from time to time. Josephine and Wyatt, they stayed together until Wyatt's death in 1929. Now, the Birdcage Theater isn't just the oldest and authentic building in Tombstone, but it's also the most haunted, or so they say, with 26 to 31 ghosts, they counted them, going through that place. Staff and guests alike have reported seeing ghostly apparitions in 1800s clothing. Most often cited is a figure of a male stagehand that appears wearing black striped pants, a visor, and holding a clipboard as he walks across the stage. Other occurrences include the sounds of loud laughter and music pouring from the doors of the old theater at night, while others report hearing the faint sounds of a woman singing and the museum sound system being inexplicably turned on of its own accord. One story tells of a statue of Wyatt Earp that was made and placed in one of the cribs overlooking the theater. When it was first placed there, staff would arrive in the morning to find Wyatt's hat continually knocked off and thrown into the floor below. This occurred over and over for about 6 months. Sometime later, a local historian told the new owners of the Birdcage Theater, that'd be the Hunley family, that they had placed the Wyatt Earp statue in the crib that was usually reserved by the Clantons. When the statue was moved to the crib that Wyatt actually frequented when he was alive, the hat tossing finally stopped. In 1889, on Christmas Eve, after putting on its last show, the Birdcage Theater closed its doors, leaving all of the original contents inside it. For the next 3 decades, it would sit basing in the hot desert sun. Amazingly, during this time, its bar, furnishings, fixtures, and drapes were not sold. In 1934, the Hunley family reopened the Birdcage Theater as a tourist attraction, keeping all of the original fixtures and furnishings in place. It still houses the gilded cages, hand-painted stage, and the original grand piano. And people can walk along the floors of this historic saloon theater, once walked by the likes of Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. Today, the Birdcage Theater stands as a museum and is still run by the Hunley family, providing a dusty and accurate picture of the late 1800s. The hand-painted stage, which once featured the likes of Eddie Foy, Loda Crabtree, Lily Langtry, and Lillian Russell, who, by the way, also had a long-time relationship with Diamond Jim Brady, still stands. The gambling parlor continues to feature the actual table where Doc Holliday once dealt faro. Also on display, behind the stage, is Tombstone's famous horse-drawn hearse called the Black Maria, which is found abandoned in a shed. The first vehicle to ever have curved glass, it is trimmed out with gold and reportedly worth nearly $2 million. It was used to take bodies to the Boot Hill Cemetery, including the Clantons and McLaurys. The front room in the famous Birdcage Theater hosts the original wooden bar, backed by the typical long mirror, along with shelves for bottles and glassware, and of course, a few bullet holes. This room also serves as a museum that features original paintings, fixtures, the original cash register, and posters, of which the poster by the door as you walk in to your right, that has its, share of bullet holes as well. Also, right there as you walk in to your right are the original stairs that go up to the cribs that line each side, 7 on each side, these cribs, 14 in all, inside the theater. So those skinny steps are right there. And they're really thin. From all of the foot traffic and the time that the theater was open, going up and down, up and down, up and down. They weren't really thin. Better watch it now, you might fall through one of them. So that's all the information I have. It's a very historic place, the Birdcage Theater, in that silver mining town of Boomtown of Tombstone, Arizona. So now I told you all that, and I got to get going to the house because I got things. As a matter of fact, I got to go to the office first. I'll tell you what, I'll meet you over at my office, and we'll talk some more. Thank you. That's right. I'm right by. It's right down the street here. We'll see you, Matt.
Ha-ha! Playhouse, boys, read 'em and weep. Jen! What'd he say?
He said go fish.
Now, when are you two fools gonna learn? We're playing poker here. We're not playing gin rummy, and we're not playing go fish.
We're having a hard time staying focused. We're excited about going to the Playhouse tonight.
Well, we're not gonna be going to any playhouse to see any show unless one eye gets back here with the information. Now, where is he? I'm tired of waiting.
Step this way. Step this way. Come on up, meet Professor Bennett B. Gunn and his magical medicinal tour. I got things here that'll make you feel so good, you'll thank me for the rest of your life. Come on up. Come on up. Who's coming? Come on, you, sir. Come on up, ma'am. You look like you could use some of this. Step up here. Professor Bennett B. Gunn. Whoa, sir. Whoa, where you going?
You talking to me?
I think I am. I'm Professor Bennett B. Gunn and my magical medicinal tour.
Well, that's nice, but I'm in a hurry right now.
Where you going?
Well, see, I have to go to the Playhouse and find out what's playing tonight and give the information back to my boss, Black Bart. And if there's something playing he likes, he says that the gang, I mean the fellas, we could all go out and see a play tonight.
Well, now, hold on. One second. You run around like that, you're not going to be in any condition to go see a play tonight.
I
You'll be too
understand.
tired.
What do you mean?
You'll be too tired. You'll sleep through that whole play. But if you try some of my magical elixirs, the finest in the country, it'll keep you alert, awake, let you see that whole play, make you younger, make you more handsome.
Yeah, well, I see your sign, Magical Medicinal Tour. That's very nice. Sounds very musical, but I got to go.
No, I got a free sample. Don't go yet.
Did you say free?
I did.
Well, why didn't you say it in the first
Well,
place?
because you were running away.
Gibbering. Go pick up the phone, call the Playhouse, find out what plays are playing and what times.
I love you more. No, you're sweeter. You're so sweet. You give me cavities.
Oh. Gibbering. Sam keeps the phone under the counter. Go ask him if you can use it.
I hope Dogs is playing. I heard that's a good one.
Well, I prefer Evil. Now, that's my kind of play.
Yeah, that is a pretty long chord.
All right, enough with the small talk. Call him up, Gibbering. You know, it's amazing that Sarah understands him.
Hello, and thank you for calling the Slouch County Playhouse, home to high-class productions. This week we're featuring Omelette, Arsenic and Old Ladies, East Side Story, and Coagulant. The following shows play daily, Monday through Thursday. Omelette at 11 a.m., 3 p.m. Arsenic and Old Ladies at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. and East Side Story at 8 p.m. nightly. Friday we feature the hit play Coagulant, which plays at 3, 5, and 8 p.m. If you'd like to make a reservation for Omelette, please press 1. If you'd like to make a reservation for Arsenic and Old Ladies, please press 2. If you'd like to make a reservation for East Side Story, please press 3. If you'd like to make a reservation for Coagulant, please press 4. I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that. Do you need more time? Let's try something else. If you'd like more information on Omelette, say 1. If you'd like more information on Arsenic and Old Ladies, say 2. If you'd like more information on East Side Story, say 3. If you'd like more information on Coagulant, say 4. I'm sorry, due to a high call volumes, we're having trouble processing your request. Please try again later. Goodbye.
Well, is there anything good playing? What do you say?
I think he's frustrated.
Oh, great!
Thank you kindly for showing me the place. And can I have one of them there pamphlet thingies to show my boss, Black Bart? Oh, thank you very kindly. Look at that. Arsenic and Old Ladies. I always wanted to see that one. Well, I'll see you later. Bye.
What a strange man!
When I'm sitting around with my homework all done and there's nothing to do, I call all of my friends, they don't answer the phone. Where have they gone to? Well, I'm thinking and I'm thinking with the TV right in front of me, when something catches my eye. It's a television program that is made for younger people. I think I'll give it a try. I'm gonna go. Where do you go?
To the children's corner.
you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
The channel is set, the program is on, entertaining and fun. Filled with stories and facts, I'm glad that I'm here, my boredom all gone. This land is filled with creatures and some interesting people, nowhere on earth can compare. This place is very special, it's a world all by itself through the pink bag with the sign that says rare. Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go? Look around, what do you see? Prankstown is over there. There's a slouch and some groks, a wheezing and schlocks. You never know what new adventure you may share at the children's corner. Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Tell me, where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Just where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go?
But, Sheriff, you said you were going to the general store to pick up some groceries. I waited for you, and now you're back and you're empty-handed. I'm hungry.
I know, Mr. Dill, and I'm sorry. But I just forgot. I was right in front of the general store, too, All I had to do is go inside and get the stuff, but some people came by, and I got to talking to them, and I got distracted. When I get distracted, I forget stuff. And I said hello to Matt, I remembered to do that, let him know I would be in the store in case he needed me, and then I didn't go into the store. And I just don't know what to tell you, distraction always messes me up. Oh, hey, everybody. So, anyway, here I am, back in my office, and Mr. Dill's a little upset with me.
Let's see.
Because I didn't pick
He's
up Rose.
hardly around,
And I told him
always
to
going to some place called the World Up
there
Above.
at the general store.
He can't remember anything, and yeah. He talks to himself. Maybe I am better off eating the wife's healthy food today. At least I won't starve.
So that's what
I'm out of here.
Anyhow, I wanted to explain something to you because I have had people ask me this. What's the difference between a theater and a playhouse? Well, let me just tell you. A theater is a letter chef word of interest. Theater. Theater. Meaning a building or outdoor area in which something happens, like plays and other dramatic performances. Theater. It also has a British spelling, Theatre, but it's the same thing. A playhouse is a theater, but it's inside a building specific to only plays. Now, I mentioned before that it is unknown if the lyrics of Arthur J. Lamb's A Bird in a Gilded Cage was actually inspired by the Birdcage Theater. Story goes that Arthur Lamb was at the Birdcage Theater sitting at a table with Eddie Foy. Arthur Lamb looked up at one of the cribs and he saw a saloon girl looking down at him. And he says, she looks like a bird in a gilded cage. And then he grabs a napkin and starts writing down the lyrics to the song. Well, that could happen that way. I don't really know. I do know one thing, though. I keep a sandwich in my drawer. It's a good one, too. It's a turkey. All right. The saliva is just bursting right now, thinking about it. Here we go. This is my emergency sandwich. Turkey sandwich. Oh, it's a big one, too. I had letter chef Scott make it for me. He's great at these sandwiches. Oh, pickles and look at that. So I'm going to be enjoying this because I'm hungry. And it's like time to eat. So I'm going to have to get going. But I want to thank you for visiting me here today, and I really look forward to the next time we all get together on the Children's Corner. Yeah, you grab something to eat too. Oh, Scott. Mr. Dill. I got this.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Tell me, where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Where do you go?
We're gonna go to the children's corner.
Just where do you go?